Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your appearance today, and more importantly, for your service. General Grinkowicz, it's well known that Iran has supplied Russia with hundreds, maybe thousands of one-way attack drones since the start of the Ukraine conflict. I assume you agree that passing on the counter-drone warfare lessons that Ukraine and EUCOM has learned from that fight to the forces in the Middle East today and also to the Pacific is a top priority, right?
Absolutely, Senator, and we are doing that and deploying capabilities into the Middle East for those purposes.
Could you use some additional funds to ensure that we have all the right people and processes to capture all those lessons and implement them?
Senator, more funds for things like that is always welcome.
I agree, and I look forward to working with the committee to consider the funding for the NDAA or a potential supplemental down the road. I know that the experience that Ukraine has had and that EUCOM's had in that fight has saved lives in the Middle East today. General, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on the southern flank of EUCOM in Cyprus right now?
Yeah, Senator, down in the, we have a fair amount of activity in the Eastern Mediterranean. Our destroyers are out in the Eastern Mediterranean defending our allies and defending our U.S. forces in that region. Several capabilities are on the island of Cyprus. I could go into some of the details of what those are in the classified session, but we are very much watching that. There have been a few one-way attack drones that we've assessed have come from somewhere, likely from Lebanon, towards Cyprus, and so we are focused on defending that piece of terrain.
Okay, thank you. You're an old fighter pilot, right?
Yes, sir.
16s and 22s?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think that the men and women we have in uniform are the best fighting force in the world. I know you agree, and that our Air Force and Navy right now are on the forefront of the current campaign, Operation Epic Fury. So I have just a few questions about what they may be seeing based on your tactical experience. How complex of an operation is it for our fighters to conduct a campaign the size of Operation Epic Fury?
Senator, based on my experience looking at campaigns like this in the past, it is incredibly complex, and the sequencing of events and the technical acumen that's required at the operational or tactical level is quite high.
It's my understanding from the briefings that the Secretary and the Chairman have given is that our combined force, and the CENTCOM commander, I should say, that the combined force has dropped no less than 5,000 bombs on key enemy targets. How impressive is it for our bombers to execute a mission of that size with such precision?
Senator, that's a very powerful demonstration of American strength, and to orchestrate that size of a campaign, I think Admiral Cooper deserves great praise for how he's been able to manage that at the operational level.
Yeah, General Kane has said that ballistic missile attacks continue to trend downward 90% from where they've started, and one-way attack drones have decreased 83% since the beginning of the operation, a testament to our air defenders and our air defense system. Based on your experience flying those fighters, I would assume that you would agree with him that Operation Epic Fury is a real testament to those young men and women we have on the front lines operating those systems and flying those aircraft.
Senator, I would, and I'd just take the opportunity to say it's always better to get the Archer than the arrows, and so the offensive counter-air aspect of this that is being prosecuted in U.S. Central Command is as impressive as the defensive side of things.
Okay. General Reed, you also have prior experience in the cockpit. How impressive is it that our tanker fleet has supported these continuous operations in the Middle East for the largest air campaign in recent memory?
The tanker fleet has been very impressive to get the forces across the ocean and to get them into CENTCOM. I'm also very grateful to my friend here who's also been able to help with the portion of his fleet. But the fact that we were able to get our forces in place to get defense set and to go on the offensive is quite impressive.
Do you think there's any other force in the world that has the tanker and mobility aircraft to sustain an operation like Epic Fury?
Not to the scale that we can at the moment, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.